Hey, welcome back to another episode of Understanding the Next Gen. I'm Jeff Baxter. I'm the Next Gen pastor at Mission Hills Church in Littleton, Colorado. I'm so glad you've tuned in again. I want to continue the conversation that we left off last time around adults and community. This conversation around building community for the next generation. How do we build community to surround the next generation with love and truth? Here are two areas for you to think about that you may not have thought about quite this way before. Number one is we need to build a scaffolding of relationships for the next generation. What do I mean by scaffolding of relationships? Well, just like a building that's being under construction that has a scaffolding around it, or it's being repainted or remodeled, it kind of protects it and it also helps provide support. We must do the same thing for the next generation, for adolescents. Having proactive relationships surrounding kids and adolescents with Jesus-following adults who care for them on this journey, who are speaking the same value system, the same biblical worldview their way. We need to be proactive in coming alongside. So a very practical step is help your child or your student or your athlete be surrounded by 5 other Jesus-following adults in their lives. Why 5? Because it's a good number. It surrounds them, mentors who would come alongside, so you're not the only voice in their life. Who are those 5 other people that you could actually literally ask, hey, can you come alongside my child or my student or my athlete, so that with love and grace to help them navigate this whole thing through childhood into adulthood, into adolescence, into adulthood. And number 2, think about this. Remember that healthy brain development is healthy attachment. There are lots and lots of studies, lots of research in psychosocial development that point to when there's a healthy attachment with mom and dad through childhood into adolescence as they head into adulthood, their brain development comes along with that. So if you're wondering sometimes why there's this huge delay in adolescents becoming adults, is because sometimes their bodies look like they're an adult, but their brains haven't caught up yet. And the attachment that they have with parents and other Christ-following adults is so critical for their brain development, for them to become a full-fledged adult. And don't we all want that? We want them to be on their own and to be independent and responsible and be an adult who's following after Jesus. And the way that's going to happen is healthy attachment as a child with parents, and then heading into adolescence, an even closer relationship with mom and dad heading in. Now, I know we're all broken, and there are lots of broken families and lots of broken things, and God does make up the difference. He's the father to the fatherless oftentimes. But as much as humans can come alongside the next generation and help them develop and grow, it is significant in their brain development. Parents provide this security, this attachment in relationships with their child, and the child feels connected and secure and protected growing up from very small all the way to adolescence, but it doesn't change. They still want that close relationship, whether they're giving that off or not, because oftentimes they're not showing that they really want a very close relationship, but the reality is they do want that, and their brain development is going to happen even faster if they have it. That's the way they're wired. That's the way it's always been. So here's an action step for us to think about. For a healthy community to surround the next generation, it means that it's grace-based. It's an approach where we all together, the church, teachers, coaches, administration, businesses, neighbors, all surround these kids together, all coming together to help them follow after Jesus. Now, not everybody in a child's life is a believer in Jesus, but they can provide some great advice and great support, whether it's a coach or a teacher or administration. But the reality is that they're going to grow up faster when they're surrounded by community. This is challenging. It's challenging work. It's hard because there's a lot of systems that are broken. But we need to start with 5 Jesus-following adults surrounding your child, your athlete, your student, so that they grow up and mature, becoming a mature Jesus-following adult one day. And don't we all want that? Thanks for tuning in. Hope this has given you some good food for thought in surrounding them with great community. We'll see you next time.